What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for Mississippi State left tackle Charles Cross. All that and much more coming your way right now. All right, Nick, as the draft closes in, we have another draft profile to get to. Today, we're going to be talking about Charles Cross, the big left tackle out of Mississippi State. This guy stands at 6'5", 310 pounds. He is PFF's ranked number 1 offensive tackle, even over Neal and Ikem Ekwonu, a big tackle. And your pro comp for him was Tyron Smith. You and I have talked about this a lot. He literally looks like Tyron Smith on the football field. So I'm with you 100% on that one. When you take a look at his senior stats, he played a ton of left tackle his entire career, but focusing specifically on his senior season, he played 919 snaps, gave up only 16 pressures, and only 2 sacks allowed as a left tackle in one of the most pass-heavy offenses that college football has to offer. Nick, this guy is an absolute beast on the blind side. What can you tell us about Charles Cross that should get all these teams super excited to draft him?
Yeah, well, Charles Cross is just a raw, talented player. And as we saw how well he improved from his junior to his senior season, his junior year, 44 pressures, 6 sacks. Then going into his senior season, only 16 pressures and 2 sacks. He's getting much better year over year. And as he enters the NFL teams are starting to realize that this guy has a ton of potential that they can work with, and he could be a solid left tackle to go protect their franchise quarterback. So when we look at his strengths, what you really see is how fast and quick this guy is. His edge protection with his speed has him able to protect against the more speedy pass rushers in the NFL. He'll be able to push them around the pocket and get them out of the way. He's able to get to the second level extremely fast. One of the best pull tackles in this draft class, and he's going to be able to block in the pass game at an extremely high rate, as he did at Mississippi State after having 700 pass blocking attempts out of his 900 snaps played in his senior season. He has proven that he is well equipped to handle the pass game, and with that athleticism, his ability to get to the second level is only going to help him shine in the run game as well. But when we look at his weaknesses, he does have a lean frame. 6'5", 310 pounds. There's a lot of defensive ends that might be able to bull rush this guy and just push him backwards. But just because he has a lean frame does not mean it's a guarantee. And he still, as I mentioned, from his junior to senior season, he improved vastly. But there was a lot of room for improvement, and there is still a lot of room for improvement. He has to prove he can handle the top edge rushers. He did not show that at Mississippi State. He truly didn't have the opportunity to, but now he will. He's going to be a top pick, and he's going to have a lot of elite edge rushers that he's going to have to go up against that are going to be a true test. Charles Cross has a high ceiling, but he also has a low floor. So there is a lot of risk when you look at Charles Cross.
I would disagree about a couple points. Just simply the low floor. I mean, he's already number 1 offensive ranked tackle according to PFF. And yes, we can argue semantics about Neal being at Alabama, but Mississippi State is in the SEC. So he did see some very big time talent when it comes to Alabama, when it comes to the University of Georgia, when it comes to some of these bigger schools. So I think that he's been battle tested, but we are going to see it really come to fruition when he enters the NFL, and that is for sure. When we take a look at some of those teams that might be on the block for selecting Charles Cross, we start off with number 4, the New York Jets. The New York Jets are in prime position to find an opposite bookend with Mekhi Becton. This offensive line needs a complete revamping outside of the left tackle position. They got Elijah Vera Tucker last year, and he seemed to be extremely solid as a guard. Mekhi Becton has to get his weight under control, and then they have center, right guard, right tackle. This would answer the right tackle position more than anything, and Charles Cross, even though he's a left tackle at heart, would be the perfect person to protect Zach Wilson for many, many years to come.
Another team that would be in on Charles Cross, the New York Giants, with Nate Solder possibly retiring and frankly him just going to be out of the Giants altogether. Andrew Thomas is the only tackle left for them, and we know that his strengths are on the right side. So Charles Cross being a true left tackle fits perfectly, and Daniel Jones needs to prove himself this year, so he needs that protection. I think Charles Cross would go a long way in Brian Daboll's system.
Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers' biggest issue, and I will continuously say it all offseason, offensive line. That is the reason that Sam Darnold and Cam Newton struggled to stay healthy all season long. Now, the Panthers, if they can get this offensive line right, may not only have a shot at getting into the playoffs, but possibly even winning their division now that Tom Brady has officially retired. So, the Carolina Panthers have to do everything in their repertoire to protect whoever their franchise quarterback will be.
And finally, the Washington Commanders. We see that their offensive line has been decimated over the last couple of years, and it's only getting worse with Brandon Scherff most likely not returning. So they're going to have to fix up this offensive line if they're going to have a quarterback who can perform and work with Antonio Gibson and Terry McLaurin. So Charles Cross would be a great asset to the Washington Commanders, really help them solidify the position that Trent Williams left behind a couple of years ago. They need to fill that void as soon as possible.
All of these are great teams, and honestly, Charles Cross could go in the top 10. He could make it all the way to the back end of the first round. There's so much talent at the offensive tackle position that it is all dependent on how these teams grade these players. So we'll have to just wait and see, but I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below who your pro comparison for Charles Cross is and where you would like to see him drafted. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.